Es Amsterdam da degedachtem. Nas yentoigiene kuem. Sagbut kadme en smilmwa. Vogelam essa. Ande varst enon mil frichtimen ka quellam dag.
Selquas adeluan. Es allen ent. Vregender are donegada de frag. Dare nau es enogesose korei.
Echt zie nad sadelue varam de henon mil frichtimen. Quan sneg dat gred. Ol flinnachi ka varam. Vrede luchtom mareis aidom. Vretegwedau en indregaimen. Sa casina get fel coreon. De hoioragi tirimen nui. Essa velma banedaiga neis corei. Quan kom frang de feshem mar. Kol den ditsin jabud neis hadiran aneis vatiran. Everaiden de degwedau. E varo de henon mil frichtimen. Poesinem gorit quint. Feshem mar da kom frangident. Es neis luchtom fareloch. Fisse nade feshimar. Everdi uan fovalnedi. Ol farwedi are dichtam de henon mil frichtimen. Oi ragdent duint baliem nui. Es red neis gorei es shantam lag. En komem sa amsteras. Es in vel neis luchtom ja serde feshem mar. Da siuan serdende dichtam de henon mil frichtimen. Quadira ol fargue dia redigen.
Esa Oglendaiga. Skylidis enelon de suis meono a angerdis suis gred dahetir. Eglunidis esa. Non mil frichtimen, clos deis a andervash tarenta, men and dog, men and dog, men and dog. Exleg dis a sonigada shantamellag. Men mer como leno eni gadachtam de henon mil frichtimen. Essi ad rodam agad sosantam varhatir. Es comom casi nadach de doleg.
God, canta bede.
Jori. Ol andiuchtau cassin. Contabeit ecrimoderem. Age puisom jarement varnes hualam.
Samelma at sienad magred. Ka henole henesam de hamsterom.
Sina maene tusem suis largi. Astona igada. Boloen membo mi casienza amstaram sisamel. Sages radeem tegeid. Adoflein tegeid. To katao glendaiga. Siens poeg bark.
Esme ed. Bo bledenem emana kaiden shantan lag donigada. Bird tir to oleg, amev.
Ad locheda da buid kani. Quawelam seg.
Quawelam seg, adierna.
Es dogem toretswe. Es an farsche dia deadman. Es velem adregem quahe vigem. Mana silai dedu ven es senegesum en deluam. Es puiseg em vregde ed. Es puisig da hole sonigada fravendau e senegesus wind luchtos.
No, koitade a hand betrekken!
Let's show them what we're made of! Toverland! No!
Give me that, imbecile. The orders were blatantly clear. You were to take them alive.
Not at the price of the lives of my men.
Cuedes. What is this ritual?
Toiktwin sonegat kai quen fetenida hilnau det cassin? Vrekte questam, farque der sheda. Na fravint quedes et buiet fis vregu dani.
I am sorry. You must be thirsty.
Es Juri, Saben. Nas Samelen Oilan.
Nas munigin armanse. Anet renaikse. Ja fargest ni.
Es volad. Sake eksteb. Woodbig negan aber litor tauhus ninen olei chamem. Ente venteam. Faber de sa dead mad. Ir amber dent danida gwe.
Na fravint. Na fravintnem. Quiesem caidende de renaiksa donegada. Sagnain virtwint hadem. Ages ovun varem bert neudam dagdani.
Aheda. Nasmarto? Help! Help! Please, please! Our friend is ill! Come quickly, please! Sheda! Sheda! No. No. No.
Havrana, Komaro sent, say hangomda doigi.
And ahoy! I see a lemur!
Avoni soinoiga. Nasni lugan neu kon. Buidis tegedachtani. You scum! Bastards! Mas meun entem kirandini. Aren claudides en tulem taiseneker. Escleuem na vorkenen der davuie donegadamen.
Now there's a language I don't speak, but I recognize that accent.
Who are you?
You're from Tir-Fradi, are you not?
Of course. And you? Who are you? Why are you here?
My name is Fausta. I was born in Teleme, and they've locked me up in here because I saw things I wasn't supposed to see. Are the stories true? That there are creatures as big as houses on your faraway island?
Creatures? We call them Nadaig. They do exist, but they are rare and sacred.
Quae radit sindas? Es renoixe. Nas nes runandas.
What have you done to find yourself so far from home?
We didn't do anything. We were torn from our land by armed men who killed our master before our eyes. They locked us up in the belly of a ship, the likes of which I had never seen. The voyage lasted an eternity. They barely fed us, and without the help of a woman, we would have died of thirst. Our friend Sheda didn't make it. She fell sick and was coughing horribly. Her face grew hideous, covered in spots. She died very suddenly.
I am truly sorry for your friend, and also for your master. The Bridge Alliance can be extremely cruel.
At one point, a man with a bird mask came and put us through a strange ritual. He cut us. Then he cleaned the wound. Came to observe us from time to time, scribbling things.
That is strange indeed. And you felt no particular effect following...
Quiet!
Sorry to interrupt your little chat, but I thought that you would be more comfortable outside.
Who are you? Why have you let us out of this cage?
Would you prefer to remain inside? Introductions and explanations will come later. For now, we must run.
I would also prefer to continue this discussion outside.
Why should I help a criminal?
Supposing that I were one, then perhaps to confound your pursuers.
Fine. While you look great in those outfits, I suggest you look in that trunk. Your things should be in there.
We'll have to be careful. We're not supposed to be here. There was a whole group of islanders on the register before we arrived. We are not the first to have been captured and brought back here.
What's written exactly?
It's not very clear. I think that some words have been abbreviated. There are numbers, F's and M's, Enoch and No, and crosses. I imagine that the crosses are the ones that perished. The others are marked as sold Iqbal. Look at this. A note has been slipped between these pages. Iqbal is a woman, and it seems that she is suspicious of her former partner.
Slave traders, probably. It's upsetting, I know, but we must leave this place as fast as possible. Guards. Just as I expected. Let me talk to them. I know how to handle these people.
Wouldn't it be better to try to get past them without being seen?
That's a possibility, but are you stealthy enough for that?
This pendant belonged to one of our people. We are not the first to be locked up here.
I recognize the pattern. It belongs to the Black Orcs.
Do you remember what Mev said? About those disappearances within the clan, so... they must have been kidnapped and brought here too.
Slump Tyr and Yalamedent Vregu dead. I hope they made it too, and that we'll find them. Sybil the Vesp? Is that your real name?
Oh, what is this obsession you have for names? Don't worry. My friend is waiting for you at the entrance to the sewer to lead you to safety.
Who is...
Esevena me sadegi, buis katasarto aridenger. You! I won't let you lock us up again.
I have no intention of doing so. I've come to help you escape.
I can confirm that. She's the one who sent me.
I'm glad to see you're all right. Oh, I don't know you, though.
My name is Fausta. I was locked up for...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, my dear, but this is hardly the time for pleasantries. They must have realized that you've escaped by now. They'll have raised the alarm. I'll create a diversion and try to draw them off in another direction. But you've got to get out of here. I'll meet you as planned at the end of the sewers, just outside the city. Go on.
Be careful. Let's hurry. Even if Sybil is able to distract the guards, we'd better not dally. Wading through the sewers isn't much fun, but these tunnels should lead us out of the city.
On het katasach, nas munig in ormonse.
Quai beurt ni echte de gauda ma ke ut forme dem drukwi.
Quota fravindau kasaren noikse. You were on the boat that kidnapped us. Why?
It's my job. My life. I'm an art. Ugh. But I want you to know that I completely disapprove of the things you are made to suffer.
What is that thing?
A kind of crustacean that has infested the sewers of most major cities. Unfortunately, there are more and more of them. Stay well away. Those nasty beasts are very aggressive.
What exactly are knots?
Knots are members of a guild of navigators, explorers, and sea transporters.
A clan of seafaring human traffickers.
No. While knots can, of course, transport people, we're not supposed to do it against their will.
I don't remember anyone ever asking us, though.
I know, I'm sorry. On the ship, I was in no position to go against my captain's decisions. Which is why I've come all this way to find you. To make amends.
The one who says her name is Sybil.
Oh, she's very resourceful. She's probably already waiting for us outside.
How?
She knows the city like the back of her hand. And up there are no giant crustaceans to fight or floodgates to operate. I don't like the idea of being responsible for freeing a suspected criminal.
After what you just did, you're one too in the eyes of the law. But if it's any consolation, I'm not a murderer or anything like that.
Where have we been taken?
You're talking about the city, I presume. This is Alima, also known as the City of Stars, because of the observatory that stands on top of the hill. It's the largest city in Tainea, the capital. Were you able to action the lever? Great. Now we can open the doors one by one. We're almost there. Push this lever and we'll be able to get out.
Your escape plan was brilliant.
Getting out of here is just the first step. We still have a long way to go.
At last. I thought we'd never see the light of day again.
I hate to interrupt your celebration, but we mustn't linger. We're still too close to Alima.
Where are you taking us?
Far from here.
There you are. We nearly left without you.
Breaking several people out of prison is no easy task. There were a few surprises.
So this is the famous friend you told me about.
Friend is not the word I would employ, but he is someone I trust. Allow me to introduce you to Ludwig. He's a smuggler who knows every back road between here and Dutton.
Interesting.
Ludwig, let me introduce...
No introductions. This isn't a party. The less I know, the better. And it's better for you, too. That way I won't have anything to tell them if I get caught.
Se chames cair saveren. Yana quies ment fravin daunes hanumumen.
Where are you taking us?
We're headed north, outside a small coastal village. Some of your kinfolk are hiding there already.
Others from Tir-Fradi? Really?
Did you think you were the only ones who were brought here and escaped? Many powerful people in this cursed country find it delightful to keep pet natives. Your kind don't like that very much, just like you don't enjoy being prisoners.
And the villagers haven't turned them in?
They've got other things to do, like survive. Helping the rich find their toys wouldn't bring them anything, but trading with the newcomers can be invaluable. But we still need to avoid the soldiers as much as possible.
Alvida said you were a smuggler. What's that?
Smugglers are very clever people who discreetly move forbidden or taxable goods from one country or region to another. We know all the secret routes and how to avoid guards, hence why we sometimes take passengers such as yourselves.
I do not understand. If these goods are forbidden, they must be dangerous for your people, are they not?
Let's just say I don't agree with those who have decided that the goods aren't dangerous. Lucky for you, I don't agree with the fact that they lock certain people up, either.
Why are you helping us? We don't have any gold to give you.
Since gold makes the world go round, that would be a valid reason. But sometimes I do favors in exchange for something else. And a Naut's debt is invaluable to someone like me.
You got us out of prison, and now you are indebted to this man for us. Why?
Because I believe it's the right thing to do. It was one of my people's ships that took you from your home. One of your kinfolk lost her life. I owe it to you.
I think we have no choice but to follow you.
Don't worry. My head is probably worth more than yours. I have no reason to take any unnecessary risks. Speaking of which, we'd better get going. The longer we hang around here, the more likely one of those louts on the ramparts will see us. My friends, this is where we part ways. I'll lead these people to safety and meet you on the other side of the border.
You're leaving the caravan?
They have a long way to go before they reach Dutton. Let's go. We must find my contact. He often fishes further up the river.
Who is this contact?
One of your people. The only one I really know. He'll lead us to the others. They're hiding somewhere in these hills or in the ruins. Without his help, we'll never find them. Those cursed monkeys are everywhere around here. Stay on your guard. My contact usually waits a little further up the river, so as not to be seen from the village.
This is not a good place to talk. I suggest we wait until we're on my ship.
Moments radi dal. Svelda gomorosi boedian in jedem oil.
It's not that I don't like to talk about personal things in front of everyone, but we should wait until we're somewhere else. We can't risk going to the village. There are too many soldiers there right now. Come on. My islander contact usually waits hidden a bit farther up the river. If you really want to go back to prison, you should say so.
Toik! Nason quest dagdanien savigem. Teged mukom frangines luchtos eneniedem.
Strange. He shall be here by now. I don't like this. Let's take a look around. Maybe he's moved a bit farther away. Or maybe something's happened to him.
Look, there are signs of a struggle here.
Someone must have attacked our contact. We have to find him. Without him, I don't know how to get to your people.
As you just said, he's one of us. We weren't going to abandon him.
Hey up. Looks like we won't be needing our prisoners' help after all. The savages come to us on their own. And in strange company.
Maybe it's another gang caught some of them too.
Maybe. If that's so, they did better than us. They captured 2 of them.
They got lucky, that's all.
Quai coldem amem da radi dal quasa betrechon. Queridme e feshaika cremoderem.
Comaros. Nasientem tegedach en fonte ramem krechtidende. Neumes.
Listen to their gibberish. They're more islanders, I'm sure of it. They must know where to find the gold.
Enough. Let's see what this strange party has to say first.
I can talk to them, if you like. I know how to deal with this breed of ne'er-do-well.
Since you offered, be my guest.
Gentlemen, madam, I bid you good day. Let me get straight to the point. You've detained someone we'd like to see released. This prisoner is a burden to you. You don't know what to do with him. And you're probably hoping to make some money by selling him into slavery. Well, how much?
I knew it. That one wants all the savages for himself. He must know something about the treasure that we don't.
Don't say a thing. Yes, we've got a native, and we were about to sell him, since he won't talk to us. But you seem to be doing so much better than us in this respect. since your savage speaks to you so trustingly. Since you know how to use their gifts too, that'd be worth a lot more than the handful of coins we get from selling him.
Whatever are you talking about?
As if he didn't know. Everyone knows that the islanders from Tir-Fradi attract gold.
Indeed. And we know there are other natives lurking around here, which makes us all the more sure there's a fabulous treasure hidden in these ruins. My dear, you know all about these old stones. Isn't that true?
Ancient treasures are often hidden in the ruins of Astria, and I know that there are many artifacts to be found here. I read that some of Aleko's own possessions were kept here. My tutor also spoke of a particularly lavish temple adorned with a magnificent figurine.
Oh, there you have it! So, here's the deal. You use your treasure compass and bring us back some. Then we'll be more than happy to free your friend.
You're not from this country, are you?
Oh, pretty observant for an islander. You're right. I'm originally from the Teuton Empire. Unfortunately, my country's at war with this one, so I avoid telling the locals about it. They might take it the wrong way.
You have a very unusual way of speaking. Does everyone in your country talk like you?
Oh, alas, no. Most of them are boors, like your dour friend. But I come from a good family.
The son of a duke?
A bastard, probably, who thinks his half-blue blood makes him better than everyone else. Unless, of course, he's just a smooth talker who's made up a title for himself to seduce naive young women.
Sir, I cannot allow you to say such things. However, I'd rather keep the secret of my birth to myself. It's not something you go telling complete strangers.
Who is the young woman who is traveling with you? She doesn't look like the other members of your party.
You're right. My beloved is an accomplished scholar like no other. But she can answer for herself.
My name is Delara. I'm a historian who studies Gakhan, and in particular the Astrian civilization. I was on an expedition with my tutor to explore these ruins, but the old fool is blind, and I spent more time chasing the monkeys that stole our belongings than conducting research. So, when I met my sweetheart, I realized that my future lay elsewhere.
Oh, it was love at first sight.
Especially when he realized that she could help us find treasure in these ruins.
Why did you set up camp in these ruins? There can't be many people around here.
Oh, you must think we're common highwaymen, out to rob merchants and travelers. That is not the case, I assure you. Although we sometimes have no option if we are to survive, we have other aims and aspirations. We are gentlemen of fortune, drawn to mysteries and the pursuit of fabulous treasures. And these ruins are chock full of them.
Yeah, being holed up in the middle of nowhere isn't a bad idea when you've got the guard breathing down your neck.
We'd like to see our friend first, to see that he's all right.
I don't see any harm in that. You'll see he's been treated well. We're not savage, brutes. However, don't you go trying to do anything stupid. If you try to free him without holding up your end of the bargain, we won't think twice about using violence.
Walker, you've come back, and with more of my people. These men are crazy. I beg you, tell them to free me.
We're here to help. Are you all right?
They haven't treated me badly, but they're talking about selling me to the soldiers.
Quid siart? Quod berduar var?
Tege de he dunusid ole veregem et varem da eshidach. Esenedem dag enenam. Quien sasien on donne velu. De manatoigen esin anamendu. Nu boquen smeonem. Sin bargem tusignem de harola moidi de esidach. Atau den samera me. Togdu veliden me quenide da roiden demda Boraid en da horegi wind koime. Karadem nasmeo den da herodem qua he dunosed. Oil bud ole sonea en contortam.
Quid fravins de Sadonea?
Esca hole mer. Second koime enedid esmeonen. Fravin quenied esed. Sagna fravin on quest madar casa. Anatui gon questa hefarnas jam radident. Nacoid ole jam radident slundem en on vegem. Lima dividu de radidau quint. Ano mene de rennau de dem. Es end better kan. Rendur da kenne. Na meien de ve sa adiven.
Quenia de se foileg neis luchtos. Kellen de rogeslanen?
Kelde ne solman. Quies manas quels de se essa. Nas menin sientit oragides. Sag es volad brogend a tu si tuchsta de biade dwint. Es marigem de veru, var has feshon de vadedau dent chachranad. Tege den oile, de siglenach toredemen evridenemen nacham. Sag nas marag. Quelshid madent.
Now, Brok, oire gamis dagam de veru ded echter deessa.
It seems to me that I've shown enough kindness letting you chat. It's time to get to work now.
Na, tegedis, dem casamera am.
We'll be back soon, don't worry.
Yes, after all we have to do is find a treasure, a mere trifle.
Since you were ready to sell the man, why don't you let us buy his freedom?
Because you turning up here has changed our prospects. We were ready to give up, but our hope has been renewed. I'm sure with your talent it won't be hard to track down a few pieces of gold. But we expect more than that. We want one of those ancient things the nobles of Peren and Ulima can't get enough of.
I really don't see...
Oh, come on, don't be modest. I've seen precious curios that explorers have brought back from your island. They're magnificent. Absolute marvels. You may be savages, but your gift for finding treasure is second to none.
Quedessa canter kam. Smeontem oirokte me quessa, yom gassident wintada denes henesem?
Ja, es qued tui casin.
Lemat, dentes taukach koidem farnas sadag da hoiragi koimemen sen. Ol siemten vregu dent nisies? Es cair ca holei merent.
Well, we're off.
Get out of here. Put your strange senses to work and find me a treasure.
We'll do our best.
I wanted to tell you how sorry I am about what happened to your friend Shada. Losing her must have been terrible. You were close, and she died in such an unfair, cruel way. I am so sorry for your loss. If you ever need someone to talk to, I'd be very happy to listen.
What were you doing on the ship that kidnapped us, if you didn't approve of their actions?
When you're a common sailor, you can't choose which ship you embark on. And you can't choose your missions, or what you're transporting. Like most knots, I disapprove of carrying forced passengers. And believe me, I said just that to my captain at the time. But alas, he's the kind of person who puts profit above conscience, enriching the guild rather than adhering to its original spirit. I'll do my best to redeem my people and convince them to stop the trafficking.
Have you and Sybil known each other for a long time?
We met a few years ago, when I was a deckhand on the ship that brought her to Ulima. We hit it off right away. And we saw each other several times while she was working. We became friends. And when I was looking for a way to get you out of jail, she was the first person who came to mind. She's resourceful, but also funny. You should see her impression of her uncle. She's incredible.
I won't bother you any longer.
See you soon.
Now that we're a safe distance from the prison, I imagine you're expecting me to introduce myself? Sybil de Vesp, at your service.
Your plan worked perfectly, Sybil. Thank you. We would never have made it without you.
It did, didn't it? I'm rather proud of myself, especially since it was my first jailbreak. But you must have questions. Who is this mysterious woman, really? How does she manage to remain so elegant after crossing through the sewers in half of Tainea?
Why did you come and free us from prison?
Because it was fun, of course. Like any spoiled noblewoman, I'm desperately bored, and any distraction is welcome. I jest. I simply did my best to respond adequately to my good friend Alvida's request. I wouldn't refuse your thanks, but it would be more fitting for you to thank our kind-hearted Naut.
I told you. I feel responsible for what happened to them. Those monsters used our ships to rip them away from their land. Their friend died on one of our ships. I couldn't let them die in that horrible prison.
You've proven my point, Alvida. You've got a heart of gold. And a delightfully idealistic view of the Nauts.
How did you manage to enter the prison? You didn't poison all the guards.
No, as you were able to see for yourself. It just so happens that I am. Rather, I was a diplomat in Alima. I was a representative of the merchant congregation there. It gave me a number of privileges, including the right to visit most of the city's official buildings.
You seem quite well equipped for a diplomat.
I'm a de Vesp. We're born with a sword in one hand and a vial of poison in the other.
Why did you come with us? Someone like you must have better things to do than follow a group of freshly escaped Tir-Fradians.
Better things to do, perhaps, but this journey has an absolutely delicious taste of adventure about it. But alas, the truth is far more mundane. After organizing your escape, it would have been difficult for me to keep my position as a diplomat. And besides, let's just say that Alima's climate was beginning to take a toll on my health.
You seem very proud of your family. They rule over a city, if I understand correctly.
The ancient city of Peren, the oldest inhabited city on the continent, if local legend is to be believed. My family, the de Vesps, have been merchant princes there for generations. No other family in the city would be mad or suicidal enough to claim the title anyway. You see, my family has made assassination their art and manipulation their language. And an unquenchable thirst for power pulses through our veins. However, we are no longer the leaders of the congregation, as Peren has lost some of its influence. That honor belongs to the Dorsays, the princes of Serene. And of course, every member of our family has sworn to take the title from them. My uncle is His Highness Alexandre de Vesp I, assisted in his sinister plans by my cousin Octave, whose name alone is enough to make one tremble in fear. Between you and me, they're all obsessive murderers who have been driven mad by inbreeding and idleness. But their name still opens many doors, which could be useful to us.
You mentioned you were a diplomat in Olima. What exactly was your role?
I was the legate, which is a way of saying I was the congregation's ambassador to Olima. At your service. I represented our nation in this great city, which, while though it's not a capital, is a major city in the Bridge Alliance. My job there was to further the congregation's commercial and diplomatic interests. I had to make sure certain agreements were reached, and sometimes I had to keep others from being signed. It's a rather boring job, to be honest. The only good part about it is that you're invited to attend ever so many parties and banquets.
You called Alvida a good friend. However did a diplomat and a Naut become close?
I met Alvida when she was a sailor on the ship that took me to Alima. We hit it off quickly, even though it may be hard to believe when you look at me today. I was a little nervous at the idea of being all alone in a foreign country. She introduced me to the beauty of travel and discovery. We met again in Alima later, when she was visiting. During one of our last encounters, she helped me out of a tricky situation, even though she didn't have to. It was the first time someone had done something for me without expecting anything in return. That's rare, especially when you're a Devesp. My, just listen to me, getting all sentimental. The reason doesn't matter much in the end. We're friends, that's all.
How do you always manage to make light of everything that happens? As if nothing really mattered.
Believe me, a lot of things are important to me. But derision and levity have saved my life more than once. When you're born into a family like mine, steeped in conspiracy and surrounded by murder, when tragedy and horror are daily occurrences, humor is the only way to keep from sinking into madness. I've seen firsthand what madness can drive us to. All I had to do was look at my dear cousin Octave. No doubt you had a very different childhood.
You're right. You see, I was kidnapped just after I was born by a guardian. One of the oldest and biggest on our island. He took me to his lair and raised me with woodland animals to prepare me for the role of Donegad. It wasn't easy, he was strict. But when he'd put me up on his shoulders, I'd look out over the whole forest. I could see for miles. Those were the days.
Oh, that must have been wonderful. Will you introduce me to him one day?
Of course. But I doubt he'll be able to carry us on his shoulders like he used to. His age has finally caught up with him, and he's not as strong as he used to be.
I'm sure your childhood had its difficult moments too. But you managed to make me smile and forget mine. Thank you.
Let's talk about it later.
Always at your service.
If I can be of any help, let me know.
You say you hail from Thélème. What can you tell me about your country?
My country? It's almost strange to put it that way, even though it is true that I was born there. Thélème is vast, greener and less arid than Tainea. Numerous cities budding with towers and belfries pierce our horizons. The most magnificent among them is the capital, Montorga. The Council of Cardinals rules from there. They are both our highest political and religious authority, and they wield powerful magic. But that's a paltry description that lacks personality, isn't it? In truth, Thélème is vastly complex and utterly beautiful. I hope one day to return. The way the sunlight dances over the church rooftops at dawn is a warmth I often miss.
What are you doing in Tainea? Your countries are at war, are they not?
I had to leave my country. I was banished after an unfortunate incident. I could have gone to Paren. It would have been less of a challenge. I did in fact travel through there before arriving in Olima, but there were too many things that reminded me of my home country, and too many people from Thélème who bore grudges because of my actions. Going to Tainea was a risky leap into the complete unknown, but it offered me the chance to have a new life.
Do you know anything about the ruins here? They are different than the ruins in our homeland.
I don't know anything about the ruins in your lands, but these ruins are similar to all the ruins found in the southern parts of the continent. They are the marks of an ancient civilization that lived and thrived here long before us, the Astrians. In those days, they had managed to unite the entire continent under a single banner, which seems unthinkable today. But outside of a few surviving stories that speak of their celebrated general, I must admit that I don't know much else. Concerning these ruins in particular, they seem rather vast, and they were certainly the remains of a city in their time. Scholars from the Alliance love to study the stones in the hopes of finding some lost parcel of knowledge.
I crossed paths with missionaries from Thélème on Tir-Fradi. They spoke of your religion. But what can you tell me about it?
You already know that we worship a god that we call the Enlightened. and that Saint Matthias, his prophet, converted us to worshipping him. The Enlightened blesses us with his light, the source of all life, and offers some the gift of magic. I'm no expert in theology. I wasn't much of a student on the subject. I have a more instinctive approach, despite my gift. But if you are truly interested in the topic, it won't be hard to find entire books on the subject.
Are you a believer as well?
Yes. Are you not yourself a believer, even though your divinity goes by a different name? How can one not believe when the Enlightened, or the god you worship, blesses you with the power to defy the laws of nature? I know well that the Alliance thinks it is nothing more than a phenomenon they've yet to explain. And I'm sure that in the end, a scientific explanation will be found for everything. But I do not share their opinion.
I must leave you.
See you later.
Yes? Do you need anything?
If I've understood correctly, you're from the land they call Dutton.
That's right. The Holy Dutton Empire. I suppose you'd like me to tell you more about it. It could be a beautiful place to live. It's vast, full of beautiful forests and rich lands. That's most likely because it's soaked in the blood of the poor souls who were sacrificed to the folly of the powerful. For my country has always been at war. Or at least it has been for so long that no person alive knows the meaning of the word peace. We're at war with the Alliance, of course, as the Dutton Empire follows the path of the Enlightened. But we are also at war with ourselves. Ever since a new holy man challenged the organization of all things spiritual as imposed by Ptolemy, the nobles and princes have taken sides, following whoever best serves their interests, of course. And as usual, the people are those who pay the price. Not only are they sent to the slaughter against the Alliance troops, they must also shed blood at home by killing their brethren in the service of the local noblemen and their loyalties of the day. A beautiful country indeed.
How long have you known Alvida?
It's been some time now. I've had dealings with Nauts on several occasions in the hope of using their ships. Those who agree to traffic contraband are few and far between, and they are unreliable. They're even more unscrupulous than I am. Alvida isn't one of them. She's not like that, and she let me know the moment we met. She's an idealist. I understand her point of view, and I think she understands mine. Though she doesn't approve of my dealings, she defends some causes that are dear to me. And now that she owes me, I know I can count on her help. Provided, of course, that what I ask for doesn't offend her vision of the Nauts.
Why did you become a smuggler?
I'd rather not discuss that if you don't mind, especially with someone I barely know. But since you're asking, I haven't always been a smuggler. I used to be a soldier. If you absolutely need a reason for what I do, just tell yourself that I've had my fill of the horrors of war. Or maybe you think I'm a coward, or that I'm only motivated by greed. I am what I am.
I think you mentioned you were a wanted man.
You can't be a smuggler without ending up on the hit list at some point. My trade annoys a lot of people, and the few attacks my friends and I carried out on convoys annoyed them even more. Put all that together and add in my past, and you'll find me at the top of the list. If you needed money and weren't wanted yourself, you could claim a handsome bounty by turning me in.
I've seen you use magic in battle. A different kind of magic.
Yeah, that's one of life's little jokes. I had no talent for it, or at least I never realized it when I was on the front lines. When I switched careers and my disgust for all that religious garbage was at its peak, I discovered I had a gift. Apparently, the Enlightened has a sense of humor. Now, I can do a little magic, but I can't use the rings. Even if I'd had this talent before, I would have never gotten very far in the Mateist hierarchy.
See you later.
Of course.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Smejuns de doflanem. Hade hedam.
Olej siu. Abalden dani. A kan ta beit endon olej hamsteram. Kwan smeuin den is diernen bocht. Maraduer samel kon. Kwan sient nadach deis. Tausit magreda chaljedu. Ta sheda? Es mes quies. Boko vednik se. Oleg aru landa nadach toame. Em abal samel sa. De denjasem ovunag. Ak ane dargnet. En aglede mar en sa gaudam. Regt ma hanemam. Ose samel ma hirem, fravins. Ato? Smeon stend eduven?
Kagwen I dachtam. Asie en doleg vregu for smeuni winta bertas. Hagen olei hamsteras jam rendem komolei.
Es samel knedam jamren. To ame, da he krechtom sam. Minund ni da holeg.
What do you think about this continent they've brought us to?
Brought? Deported or thrown would be more correct. I don't know what to tell you. It's such a strange place. Everything is huge and ominous. Other than nature, which seems to be in constant suffering. The rivers are stale, the hills are bare, and the soil is poor. Here there is no healing song from the one of 1,000 faces. There is just an atrocious and deafening lament that echoes my own anger.
With everything that happened, we never really had a chance to talk about our bonding ceremony.
It's true. It feels like 1,000 years ago. But if you don't mind, I'd rather talk about it in our own language. Fragole jasjord. Es bignek dau lechdam, da gret dau emes olevir. So kontabu je digret chal da vujet nes diri. Da gontabe di ad hanalidi, agereudi ad gredes, oid venei en maglebe. Da elu de helugedon mil feteni. Onessa godom ant, so kontel. Sa med radido nes diern. Ja flint me. Haka sa ned samachtast lod. Sido. Age hamsteram seg, boat hagos eneni nes nodoigi. Demas yes. Bokoloen me. Kontabe kosag. Ko hontach, kanes henesem nes wiem. Harenduer sa ole des. Mache ol tegedach de hegaon. Sagato. Quod boe voglendidad. Kontabe de sequesa sam.
Ja, es comem cam sang, cantabueda digred chral. Elauen achtam agesidam jaflindend mei. Forir, minon diduer sacum ca hetoigau jam quenstem nama ever. Es vir to quan radizem vregt neis oglendi bignegon vir. Misheden de seluam. Anna sieent smeenu de sadiuem. Echter meenu de hei kref echter wiem neis dierni.
Ja. Contaneid kosrog doid, frovins. Anon dagam, frovind embud me esa dodoleg. Mais anken vardo da radi dauded. Minundidens a daudu lain ol mishe dawi ni samel on. Quies moi olen oleded mada.
See you later.
Boy.